So I'm back and I'm here to do a review on the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Cover Foundation Concentrate. I'm wearing the shade 36 Beige Golden, and I'm going to give you kind of my thoughts and the overviews, the pros and the cons of this foundation now, and then I'm also going to include some of that while I show you a demo of me applying the foundation. And I'm going to bring you in and you can really see my pores and all my imperfections, so you can really get a feel whether or not this foundation is for you. So, this is the bottle that it comes in. It is a frosted glass, and it's fairly heavy, and the top just comes off like that. And, sorry, it's really dirty. That's the one thing. This foundation gets so dirty everywhere. It comes in this little, what would appear to be a dropper, and I would have loved it to be a dropper, but it's actually like a stick with a ball at the end. Not my favorite packaging. I don't know how I'm going to get every single last drop out of this quite pricey foundation. It was, I believe, $69 Canadian or $59 Canadian. I will put the information in my video at some point. So packaging is not the smartest. I don't know, I think we have to go in with like a little scraper or something when it gets quite low to get into the rest of the product. But yeah, as you can see, it gets everywhere, it gets messy. I've had this since the beginning of August now. And unfortunately, packaging wise, like, it's pretty. I think it's super pretty. There's actually another YouTuber who, I think his YouTube name is Monsieur Alexander, or something like Monsieur Alex. He likened this to a oversized pill, which I didn't even think of, but it kind of does look like that. So in terms of packaging, not the greatest, but I'm pleased to say that everything else about the foundation makes up for that. So I chose this shade 36 Beige Golden, and it is perfect for my skin tone, like fits my undertones perfectly. It's maybe a smidgen lighter than foundations I usually wear, especially when I'm putting it on. It looks lighter, and then it does, I find, set a little darker. It doesn't oxidize throughout the day at all. I'm an NC35 in MAC, around there. I am a 6.5 in Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. That's actually my exact skin tone match, and same with the 310 in the shade number 310, I believe, or no, shade number 957 in CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1 foundation, Stay Fabulous foundation, golden tan. So those two shades are closer to what my actual skin is like, and this is a little bit lighter. Same with another reference point I have. I used Becca Evermatte in the shade Noisette, and EX1 Invisiwear foundation in the shade F200. So just to give you some reference points, this is going to be a little lighter than all the other ones that I showed you. However, it's not so light that I can't wear it, and it works perfectly with when I add bronzer and the whole shebang on my face. It looks fine. You really have to be careful when picking your skin color with this foundation, because it is so full coverage that if it's not your shade, it's going to be very obvious right away. That being said, they do have a remarkable range of shades. Foundations geared towards everyone on the spectrum of skin colors. So yeah, huge thumbs up for that. So moving on to the actual formulation itself, you'll see, I'll talk a little bit more in the demo, but kind of quick points that I'll hit. It's very full coverage, like literally a tiny bit goes a long way. Its formulation, part of it isn't exactly the same, but it contains that pigment ingredient lectin or whatever that the custom Cover FX drops have as well. So they have that full pigment coverage, but it also still looks like skin. So I really love that. It is a demi-matte, but not so mask-like at all. It's not going to dry you out. Again, I don't have dry skin. I'm combination with a bit of dryness on the outside due to using acne products and whatnot. But from my experience, it's gone on, even over dry patches and stuff, it just kind of goes over top of it. I'm sure if it's more severe, it's going to cling on to that because of its matte properties, but it does kind of just airbrush on top. I have found using it with a beauty blender gives less of a matte finish because, again, you're using water and adding more moisture to that in the beauty blender. So I can use it with a beauty blender, a buffing brush, a paddle brush, a hybrid of any of those, and it works fine and application-wise with any of them. It's just a beautiful foundation to apply. It's long wearing. It does last me all day when I do wear this, the foundation stuff, but I really don't have that much of an issue of a foundation breaking down on me, and when they do break down, they break down nicely, so it all kind of fades together. I don't really have that issue. I know some people with super oily T-zones like me have that problem where it breaks up here. I don't know if it's just the foundations I've chosen so far, or just something about my application, or my skin type itself that helps foundation not break down so badly. But personally, I didn't find it with this. Its mattifyingness, though, does not last for me all day. See, but nothing does. Like, even when I use the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector, which is super mattifying, doesn't keep my face matte all day. Nothing does. But it doesn't make me super oily or gross. It just it adds a bit of a sheen to my face, but that's normal, and it's nothing worse than any other foundation I've used. It's actually better. It does, so I feel like if you don't have as oily a skin, it will hold that matte effect really well. The thing I have on my skin right now is I used some moisturizer, and then more in the center kind of area where I have pores, I used Max Mineralized Time Check Lotion. And it's a really nice lightweight lotion that also has a priming effect, so it has a bit of silicones in there that kind of preps your skin and makes it nice for foundation to adhere to. And in the T-zone, I've already put a little bit of the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector, but I'm going to put just a little bit more. And I like this just for my super oily areas, which is my T-zone, so I rub it together and I just tap, tap. Tap, tap. I'm going to zoom in now. As you can see, my face has some blemishes right now. This is actually, my skin's so much better than it used to be. I used to really struggle with under the skin clogged pores and acne, but it was all like under the skin and bumpy, and even though my skin kind of looked clear on the surface, when you actually went up closer in certain lighting, you could totally see all the ridges and bumps and a lot of texture in my skin. So it's come a long way, but still, I still have imperfections, and I have a lot of sort of freckles and spots and whatnot. Let's see if you see my forehead. My forehead is relatively clear. Don't mind my eyebrows. I'm in the process of growing them out right now, so they're a little all over the place. Yeah, so zoom you. I think that's good. So here's the foundation, and I'm literally just going to dab the tiniest amount on my skin. Like there. And that's going to cover this whole half of my face. So I'm going to go in with a combination of my Dior Backstage Light Coverage Paddle Foundation brush and the Sephora 56 Pro Airbrush brush. So I'm just gonna begin by spreading this out. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab my mirror. And you can totally see how full coverage this is right away. I love that it has the yellow undertone, that really nice yellowy olive undertone that matches my colored skin quite well. And then I just like to buff in a little bit with this. Look at that. And I'll zoom you in. and this is the non-foundation side. So you can tell quite the difference that it makes. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side of my face. Literally, the little drop again. And again. So as you can see, that little bit covered this whole side and it matches up with the other side now. I didn't really focus the foundation here because I'm just going to go in. I'll maybe do a dab more for this demonstration, but I like to go in and pinpoint conceal instead of using like a thick foundation in the areas where I'm going to want more fuller coverage. So I'm gonna literally just that much. Ooh, getting foundation all over my brush. Yummy. Don't mind my brush. So this foundation spreads really nicely. As you can see, it was so opaque and then I kind of buffed it out a bit. Let me zoom in even further so you can really get a feel of what my pores look like, and you can tell it's a little pale for my skin. So while I'm finishing up my foundation application, I thought I'd mention a few points that I haven't mentioned in my review yet. First off, flash photography. So there's no mineral SPF in here to cause a flashback. It does have mica in it. It seems to be lower down in the ingredient list, but it advertises having gold and mica pigments, so I don't know, but it doesn't really, like, there might be a minimal flash here and there, but I haven't experienced it every time I've had a picture taken with flash photography. Secondly, in terms of clogging my pores, it hasn't, and I haven't experienced any new acne breakouts or problematic skin conditions since using this for the past month. And the final zoom in. As you can see, for the amount of coverage that this provides, it actually still looks like skin. Yes, it's very blank canvas sort of like, but it still looks and has a texture to skin. I definitely believe this foundation to be worth your money. If you can get over the packaging issues, I think it's definitely one to check out. It does, because it does have a little, not a little bit, it does create that blank canvas for you to perform your art on. You really need to add those dimensions to your face back with this, that you can't just use it for a simple makeup look. For me, I don't feel comfortable just putting this on because my face almost looks too flawless, so I really need to add all the other dimensions. This is my go-to for full face foundation, and previously, and I still love my Estee Lauder Double Wear, but just how little I need to use of this, and I don't know, there's, the color matching is better than Double Wear, and the skin-like appearance of this is unparalleled right now in what I've tried with foundations. So hopefully the demo video helps you kind of see if this foundation is the right match for you. I fully recommend this foundation should you be able to get over the packaging issues. It's beautiful. Marc Jacobs hit it out of the park with this. And yeah, hopefully this is beneficial to some of you out there. Bye!